even though I see it every Halloween, every year at Halloween, I see myself in that costume, remembering what it meant to me at the time it sounds so silly that like I would be emotional about dressing up like Ugly Betty, but it was really special.
So cool.
Because also we shot this episode long before Halloween, obviously, but that year at Halloween, people dressed up like us.
Yes, I remember there were lots of Marc and Amandas at Halloween.
There were a lot of Bettys, of course, but there were a lot of us too. I mean,
how would people, when they dressed up as us, what would they dress like? Essentially, they'd wear no clothes and big hair. That's Amanda,
right?
Like tiny shorts and a tie.
Yeah,
big hair.
And Marc would be like an ascot.
Yes.
And like slacks and a vest.
And
probably.
A look on their faces. So it's always a vibe.
But
right.
it is still, like the Marc and Amanda thing is so like still that people consider themselves
it's
like
so funny.
He's my Marc or she's my Amanda.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, I remember feeling so grateful that I got to be just like I was on a TV show and we were doing a Halloween episode and I was dressing up like the title character.
And I think maybe, I could be wrong, it was becoming very clear that you weren't going anywhere. And maybe that was part of that feeling of like, if they're having you, the title card, mocking Betty, like, I think maybe that was part of it. As it's becoming this big hit, you were so clearly such a big part of that. And that must have been a nice thing.
It was nice.
To sense, right? And I know you never assumed anything. When did you know that you were going to be a series regular?
Well, I knew I was going to be in every episode from the beginning. So like, once the show was picked up, I knew I'd be in all the episodes.
So there's no question there. Yeah.
And that if we got a back nine, I would become a series regular.
So back nine is like we aired the first 12 and then the network says, oh, we're making more. So when they said we're making more, your name then went from the end of the episode to the front with Michael Urie, like in the beginning.
Right.
Amazing.
That's right.
I'm glad. And so that all was happening around that time. I think.
Yeah. So I knew I was going to be in it, but I also, what I didn't know was how much I'd be in it. Like, would I just be supporting Vanessa?
Right.
Or would I have my own stories?
Yeah.
And, and I mean, really, it was that I got the title card.
That's
the
a big
Ugly
one.
Betty title card. I mean, that that iconic flash of Ugly Betty that happened at the beginning of every episode, that it was on me. It's sort of like Live from New York at Saturday night.
Yes,
It's like that kind of, I remember feeling really excited that it was going to flash over my face.
I love that.
As Betty. But
still, yeah.
Because it was always on her face. Something funny happens to her and it flashes on her.
And I never even put that all together. That's so cool.
I remember vividly that being very exciting to me.